Oh, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. So the other time I posted a video about order block and how you can actually refine your order block. And over the time, I've gotten feedback, comments for people asking that how can they actually trade with the strategy and how do they select their order block. So today I decided to make a video on how you can actually refine your order block, how you can choose your order block in line with how to trade with it. So meanwhile, if you are here to subscribe to my YouTube channel, the way to subscribe, hit on that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so that you stay updated each time I'm dropping a new comment. So one thing with order block is that if you really want to have an effective order block, the better truth over the time with my little experience is that markets move from order block to order block. The only problem you can have is that if you actually don't know the order block to use, because when it comes to order block, we don't just choose order block. There are rules we look at in taking our order blocks. Like the first and foremost of all is what is our market structure. The fundamental of everything in financial market or forex is fundamental is what is market structure. In as much as you can't get your market structure right, then every other thing you are doing is going to be wrong. Every other thing you are going to be doing is going to be wrong. So that's why your market structure is very, very important and very crucial. And as far as the market structure is concerned, right, you need to look at there's what we call order flow. Your market structure is still your order flow, but the only difference there is that it's just the order flow of higher time frame. And when we talk about higher time frame, these are the questions many people have, right? As far as choosing an higher time frame depends on you, on your personality, the kind of trader that you are. Because one thing is that as a scalper now, right, you can't expect me to be using my daily time frame as my higher time frame. I can't. Right, if I'm using that means I'm going to really suffer. It's going to take me time before I can actually see an entry. So as far as the higher time frame is concerned, right, the kind of trader that you are determines the higher time frame that you use. Right, it determines the higher time frame that you use, the kind of model of trader that you are. If you actually need me to do well or to dwell more about the styles of trading that we have and how you can actually choose your time frame, right, comment in the comment section. Let me know. So once I get up to like 20 comments or 50 comments, I'm actually going to be making a video on how you choose your higher time frame, how you do your top down analysis. Everything we'll talk about top down analysis, everything still boils down to your market structure and to your time frame. Once you are not getting your time frame right, my brother, everything you are doing is going to be wrong. So that's why you need to always put it in consideration your higher time frame. Alright, so without wasting much of your time, we all know that when we talk about market structure, let me start from my daily. When we talk about market structure is the king, as in is the king in everything you want to do in the financial market. Now, looking at this structure now, for those of you that actually use trend line, you can actually say this is a downtrend. This is a downtrend, but looking at it now, because by the time you draw your trend line, this is it. These are the advantage of using trend line, right? Using the trend line now. So all we know is that by the time you draw your trend line, you have the first touch here, the second touch here. Now this is the third touch. Do you see? Right, you actually expect it to come down, but I'm telling you now, there are ways you draw your trend line that you actually need to understand the pros and cons of the trend line you are drawing. Right, you need to understand the pros and cons of the trend line you are drawing. So looking at this structure now, no two doubt about it. In the last video I posted, I talk about what we call BMS, breaking market structure. the hidden cheat, or let me give you a tips that will not confuse you in when you are working with your higher time frame and choosing your direction. Just look at the last BMS that you have. Once you consider the last BMS that you have, everything is resolved, right? Everything is resolved. Look at now. Looking at this now, the light BMS that we have was this was the last BMS that we have, and it was a BMS to the downside. So after we've gotten this BMS to the downside, of course, what you should look out for now after this BMS is that now let me start from here. Now look at it. This is our lower low, lower high, right? We have this lower low here, then we have this lower high here, right? Then we have this we have this BMS here that give us this lower low. Then we did have this now. These are the things that cause confusion for people. Now looking at this now, this is not a BMS, right? And this now, these are the things that cause trouble. Now if you look at this here, this is what we call liquidity. Like this is an equal low, right? After they've actually make a liquidity here, forming this liquidity as equal low, right? They came back and take out the liquidity above this equal low now as stop loss and liquidity. So they came back and grab this, and they gave us this lower high here, and they liquidated every lower low, every lower high. Now this is what will confirm it for you. If you look at now in my mentorships, and that's what I did with them, that I make it more simple for them. We talk about range, right? We talk about range. This, once you know your range, everything is resolved. You don't have problem with your range. Now looking at now, what I tell them is that the moment you have your structure, your higher high, your higher low, just mark out the high and the low. Once the market does not break this structure high, doesn't break it low, then that means there is no change in the trend. Whatever that happens here, right, is just a correction due to lower time frame, right? That is why your higher time frame is very important. That is why your higher time frame is very important. Right now, look at it here now. Everything that we have here are what we call internal structure. Right now, when we have this BMS here, right, this was the high that we have. Draw an horizontal line to the high, and this is the low, right? So far they didn't break this range here, they didn't break here. Now you are not in an uptrend. Forget about the buy that you have. You are not in an uptrend. The buy, whatever buy you are going to see in this range here, right, is just what we call internal structure or complex pullback. Right, internal structure or complex pullback. So these are the things you need to understand, the little things you need to understand about the market. At the moment you understand this thing, trading become fun and easy for you. You can frame your setup how you like it, right? So now looking at it here now, from here now we have our lower high here, then we have this lower low, right? We have this lower high, lower high, then we'll have this BMS now, then we'll now have this lower low. After this lower, we'll now have this lower high now. So after having this lower high now, right, after having this lower high now, we have our BMS here, right? Then after this BMS now one thing many people don't understand is that now by the time you look at this now, the moment you have this BMS here, right, the first thing you will do is that draw out an horizontal line, mark the high and the low of where you are. So whatever, irrespective, you can, if you like, have a very big momentum buy candle here or sell candle here, in as much as they are not breaking this high, they are not changing, the market is not changing, so we are still bearish on crash 500. And if you look at our W1, our weekly time frame now, you see it that we are still bearish on these things. Now once you have this, now look at now, this is an order block here, this is an order block here, this is an order block here. See, this is an order block here. Can see this is an order block here. The first order block, this is actually an order block here now, but this was coming from what? From my lower time, which was 4 hours. I just use it to scalp the market and take out like 50 pips to 100 pips, and I'm done with it, right? So this is an order block here now, right? This is an order block here now. If this order block fails, definitely we are going to go into this order block here, So one thing with order block is that it's going to be the last opposite candle prior to a what, to a move, right? So you mark out this order block here. So you mark out this order block here, right? You mark out this order block. But I don't want the video to be too long. So you mark out this order block here. Alright, you mark out this order block here. So once you mark it out, let me delete those things. Let me delete and then remark it. So you mark out the order block here, your rectangle. Right, so you mark it out like this. Alright, so this is it. So you let me delete all this horizontal line. So you mark out this horizontal line. So you mark out this order block here. This is our order block. The last one, you can see this is the last green candle before this move. And there are things we look at in taking our order block. We don't just take order block, right? We don't just take order block, right? My students in my mentorship actually, I gave them 3 basic rules that you have to look out for in choosing your order block. There are 3 fundamental rules. So once you don't have these things, it is not a valid order block. So one of it is that it must actually break a structure here. There must be a break in structure before you can actually think of an order block, right? Then you look at the pro trend. The pro trend is that it's still your higher time frame structure, right? So this is an order block. So once I mark it out, you go down to your 4 hours time frame, right? You go down to your 4 hours time frame. So on my 4 hours time frame now, I can actually refine it down to this 2 order block here, these 2 candles here, right? I can refine it down. As you can see, this is it. So looking at this now, I can't actually go with this, so I can still go down to my lower time frame. Let me delete this. So I can still go down to my lower time frame, which is my 1 hour time frame. So my 1 hour time frame now, this is what I did actually have. Alright, I hope it's not too long. So on my 1 hour time frame now, so this is my order block here. This is my order block here now. Right, this is my order block here. Right, you can see this is my order block here. Right, this is my order block here. So looking at this now, this is the whole of my daily structure now. So that means I'm looking from this range here to this range here. So my order block is going to be these 2 candles here, because they are what? They are weak. So I'll mark it out. Right, I'll mark it out. Then I can go as low as my 30-minute time frame. All I'm doing is just for me, I'm still looking for a way to refine that order blocks and have my snapper entry. Right, and have my snapper entry. And have my snapper entry. So on my 30-minute time frame now, this is why it's very important you refine your order block now. So going to my 30-minute time frame now, this is what I have. You can see I have this order block here. So if I'm looking at this order block here now, the whole of this now, this rectangle now is my daily order block now. Looking at this now, this is my order block here. This is the last candle on my 30-minute time frame. See, on my 30-minute time frame, this is my this is my sell candle here. Right, this is my sell candle. Right, this is my sell candle. So looking at that from there now, right, I actually mark this out. So you can see this. I have 2 rectangles here. Right, so this is my order block now. Now looking at this look at this structure here. Right, this is my higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then we'll have this accumulation here. In this accumulation now, for those of you that actually know about liquidity, I posted a video about liquidity. Now this is an equal low. Right, this is an equal low here. This is what we call an equal low. So market maker have actually engineered this equal high here. they've engineered it so there are stop loss lining above this area here. So now that gave me confirmation that if there are stop loss lining above this equal arena, definitely there's an order. This is an order block again. So what I will do is that I will actually going to mark it out, right? So that was the first horizontal line that I was having, right? So I'm going to mark it out now. So this is going to be my order block here, right? So I'm going to mark it out. So this is how you refine those things. This is how you refine your order block. So once I make it out now, right, I can go down to my I can still go down to my to my 15-minute time frame. I can refine my entry as much as possible, right? I can refine it as much as possible, but the thing there is that don't over refine it. And in refining it, we don't just refine. There are things we look at for when we're actually looking at in refining our order block. There are things we look at, and the very first thing is always going to be our market structure. It's going to be our market structure. You'll have seen a lot of videos that say higher, low. There are a lot to these things. All these high are not just being formed. There are things that form this high. So you need to know the pros and cons of market structure. Market structure is the basic that a lot of people have actually they overlook at it, and that is what is causing what. That's why many of you have not really been profitable about the financial market. So looking at it now, don't forget that this horizontal line that I have here now, right? Look at it now. This was the two horizontal line that I have on my on my 30-minute time frame, right? See. So this is the order block that I have here, right? So I'm looking at this now. I can still go down to my lower time. Let me go down to 15-minute time frame and show you why I actually picked this trade. I actually take this trade. It's a very long data. Okay, perfect. Now this is what happened. See, remember these two horizontal lines that I will draw, these two blue horizontal lines. This is the 30-minute order block. You can see these these two blue candle, which is our green candle. Now at this order block here, now there is still another order block here. So what we'll do is that now, since we have this order block here, now by the time we look to the left hand side, you will see that there is still more to it, right? They are still they've actually tested this in the future. In future, they've tested this order block. So I'm left with nothing than to take this order block. You can see that all I'm still doing is still within my daily order block. Is my daily order block that I'm actually refining. So let me just take these two horizontal line back to this order block that we have here. Right? So this will call this is now my refined order block now. So I can go to my lower time frame and pick my entry with it. So let's go. So on my 5-minute time frame now. This is what I have. This is what I have on my 5-minute time frame. I don't want the video to be too long. No. So I'm actually going to do part 2 of this on my 5-minute time frame. Wow. Wait. So I can't find it on my 5-minute time frame. I can't find it on my 5-minute time frame. No problem. So the moment I have this now, all I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be waiting for price to come back to that level. Right, I'm actually waiting for price. So it was on this 15-minute time frame I later picked my entry. Right, I later picked my entry. So what I did was I just went down to my lower time frame. And for those of you that actually know about Wyckoff, so this is where Wyckoff now comes in place. This is where Wyckoff comes in place. Guys, if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, do well to hit on that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so that you still updated each time I'm dropping a new comment, a new video on it. Alright, so if you actually need more video on it on how to refine this order block here now, so this is what I actually look out for. This is what I look out for on my order block. This is what I look out for. So So after I've refined the order block, you can see that this is the two horizontal line that I drew earlier. This is two horizontal line that I drew here. This was the two horizontal line. So we actually have this. So this is why I have my entry here. So the moment I saw this and they reacted to it, all I did was I just went down to my lower time frame, which was my 5-minute time frame and 1-minute time frame, and then I applied my Wyckoff, right? So for those of us that are familiar with Wyckoff, you agree with me that on our Wyckoff now, this is what we have. This is our preliminary support. This is our preliminary support, which is always going to be the first thing you will see in the market. This was our preliminary support here, right? Then we'll have this automatic rally here before now have this breaking market structure. One thing with breaking market structure, our BC is always going to be what? It's always going to break the market. So this is where the institutional started selling from now. This is where they started selling from. So this was the first sell. After they sell this sell now, the engineer will have this what we call our automatic rally, which is our AR. Then we have our BC here. After this BC here now, we now have this retracement here now. Before we now have the other one here, what do we call it? So this other one now, they also engineer the liquidity here. You can see this is the what. Look at these two candles here now. By the time you go down to your 1-minute time frame, this is an equal low. This is an equal high. So they took out this equal high with this, right? Rather now after they've taken out this equal high, now went ahead and break the structure here. Like they went ahead and break. So after I saw this break in market structure, I've seen my Wyckoff for me, right? So that was why I just picked. So what I did was that now I'm still in my daily time frame order block. So after I've seen my Wyckoff schematic forming out right at this area here, after I've seen my Wyckoff schematic forming out at this area, right at this area here, so I just went out and look at what. So after this Wyckoff format, now what I did was that now look at this is our break. We have a breaking market structure here, right? We have a breaking market structure here. So what I did was that I just look at the order block. You can see my entry here. This was my first entry here. Look at it, was this order block that I did targeted, and that was why I placed my sell limit and got activated, and I just come back to market and say that okay, we're actually gone there. I'm still holding because I know we are still going downward, right? I'm still holding because I know we are still going downward. So this is the order block here, right? Because this was the last bullish candle that we have before this sell. So it makes it our order block. Now the possibility we have here now, this is the same thing I'm telling you. Look at these two. This is an engineered liquidity, right? Look at this is an equal high. So there's possibility, most likely what they are going to be doing that they will come and take out this equal high, right? They would come and take out this equal high. They will come and take out this equal high. So they will come and take out, look at this is, they will come and take out this equal high. This is another engineered liquidity. Now this is an equal high now. So if they are taking out this equal high, that means they are coming to come and test this order block here. That means they are coming to come and test this order block here. They are coming to come and test this order block here, right? So that is it. So you need to just know your market structure and work with your order block. Order blocks works if only you don't know where the order block to use. Order blocks work. So do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Right, I'm actually going to be breaking it down and how you can make it more refined and concise way of choosing your order block in line with the market structure. So guys, do well to comment, right? To comment. If you actually need more video of this, no problem, just comment in the comment section. Let me know the problem you have, and then we actually will look into it. So guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate. I still remain your humble self. So I'm actually going to be updating you. I'm going to be updating you as far as the trade is going. Right. So see you guys.